Chaos is the answer to male depression and discouragement, especially in today's world, and I will explain why from your big bro. For context, we need to understand the problem, which is that we live in a world that is hyper safe, hyper secure, hyper comfortable. All of these things are ordered, the opposite of chaos. Really what that is hyper feminized, because women themselves are actually by nature extremely chaotic, which is why they tend to crave safety, security, comfort, and men naturally are incredibly ordered. We're a lot more rigid, which is why we crave chaos. Problem that needs to be solved: novelty, unpredictability. And because men are not experiencing any amount of chaos, we are starting to feel like life has lost its luster, like we are useless, like guys just feel like they're floating around with no purpose all of the time. And of course, when you feel useless, when you feel directionless, when you feel aimless as a man, then you tend to start to feel worthless. And when you feel worthless, you don't see why life has a point, and that is, in fact, depression. Something that I recently read from Jordan Peterson that really kicked me in the nuts is that in order to find both joy and fulfillment from life, especially as a man, you need to be just secure enough, in other words, have just enough order, and just engaged enough, in other words, have just enough chaos in your life. A man with no chaos to bring order to in his life will always feel purposeless. If you think about the most common male roles that men aspire to, you want to be a father. Why? So you can bring order to the chaos for your family. You want to be a husband. Why? So you can bring order to the chaos for your woman. You want to run a business. You want to solve problems. Why? So you can bring order to chaos. It's what we're good at. We're simply not designed as men to go through and do the exact same thing every moment of every day in the exact same way. If you do it for long enough, it will start to suck your soul. So if you're a guy that feels like your life is lacking purpose, then consider that we are designed as men to bring order to the chaos in ourselves, in the people around us, and in the world as a whole. And that in so doing, in whatever way that looks, even if that's just picking up a new hobby, you will find the joy and fulfillment in life, in literally fulfilling the measure of your creation. Food for thought. Love you, bro.